Canadian wine lovers, happy Wine Wednesday. It is time to chat Canadian wine. And we've got Carl Boucher here. And we're trying that again. But hey, I have 4 glasses of wine in front of me, and he just brought 4 more. I think they're the same ones.
Yeah, they are. There's one that you don't have, and it's this one. So we can share because we have to talk about that wine a little later on. Because when we have a 94 points, I cannot skip that, right? We have to talk about it, and it's just too good. So yeah, let's do it again because we had a nice start. It was fun. We were testing and she got the Sauvignon Blanc, she got some Riesling in there, and I was just about to say that I had this morning an interview with the Open Under Sisters, and there's that Sauvignon Blanc just blew me away with purity and authentic varietal flavors and aromas. Absolutely fantastic.
And is this the Liebling Gamay?
This is the Liebling Gamay. So we're going to talk about it during the interview.
Single vineyard.
Single vineyard, Niagara on the Lake. So this is Four Creek appellation. But let's get back because this Sauvignon Blanc, it's a 92 points. Okay. Single vineyard Sauvignon Blanc, $22.
Including tax.
Including tax. So I was like,
wine.
what? And like I said, to me, the purity is just so fantastic. How crisp, how beautiful is that, eh?
It's a gorgeous wine.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
So it's 40 degrees out there. And I think that's the perfect wine for 40 degrees. Nice and chilled. Perfect. It just cuts right through.
Cuts right through. The acid, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful acid, just like mouth watering. Oh, so good. And yeah, and the Gamay on its own, I mean, medium body, really also, again, very Gamay. A nice blend between fruit and earthiness and spice. This Gamay is shitload spicy on the back end. I mean,
oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, nice spice. You get like a teeny bit of milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate, but floral component, potpourri, violet, like floral on one point, but also nice, very nice weight on the mid palate, not overdone, really Gamay. A little chilled. I chilled it before, but with my 40 degrees, 7 minutes out there, brought it a little warmer. But yeah, I like that Gamay. 91 points on the Gamay, 92 points on the Sauv Blanc. The Sauv Blanc got to be the highlight of the day today. Wow, it's so good. We had a great interview this morning, and I can't wait to share that with all of you because
with Ali and Jess Oppenlander.
Yes.
Who are the people behind Liebling Wines. And so they're going to tell us all about how they came about to be making these wines, all about why they make those wines, and how,
I mean, it's all about like the family legacy, right? Their dad came to Canada in '86, and grandma from Germany, and their grandma told them to stay there. Don't come back. Just go about your dream and stay there. And yeah, it's really, really cool story. And so Jess and Ali started their own brand, and Dad is managing like hundreds of acres, no, 1,000 acres of vine in
they're growers.
Oh yeah, they're growers in Niagara and also managing vineyards.
Yeah, and so what are these other wines? So you have the Sauv Blanc and Gamay Noir from
Liebling, and I put the Riesling Nord Block Picon from Fogellar because that one has been open for a week. Okay.
It's still going.
And still going. Nice. Super clean, super pinpoint. Yeah. I was like, holy crap, this is still top notch. It hasn't faded once. Hasn't like oxidized or anything.
It's really good. It's really good.
So And I also had the Marsan
Oh,
from
Battersea?
Battersea
That is lovely too.
because the other two were so obvious, right? You
Yeah.
like, that's reason.
Yeah.
Ah, that's Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon
And
Blanc.
like the other one, Marsan, we're not used to Marsan
I thought it
as a
might
sing
be Sauvignon Blanc, but it's
as a
different.
single varietal, right? This
It's
is
really
something
nice.
pretty different.
Yeah.
And and that's why it's been open for a couple of days. It's still going strong. I love it. I love the texture. So what do you have in here? I mean, this is pretty cool what you're doing here.
What, this with this paper?
Hmm.
Well, I just saw Daryl was on. I don't know if he's still there, but I thought this is something Daryl would like because he's into chemistry. And so recently I ordered this test kit to test your taste buds because they have studied taste buds a lot and linked your taste to genetics, which is why some people like despise cilantro. It tastes like soap. Some people love it. Some people can't stand the taste of broccoli because it's super bitter, and other people think it's like almost sweet or salty or whatever, right? So it all has to do with your taste buds, and there's such a thing as being a super taster. And there's different like kinds of super tasters. So I just tested myself, and you test with four little strips of paper that have different chemicals on them that some people can't and can't taste. And then it tells you based on the combination what kind of taster you are. What's your favorite song, Carl? Someone's asking.
Let's keep going on wine.
Yeah, like Hawaiian song.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
likes
yeah,
Eye of the Tiger. He
yeah,
likes what are your
yeah.
favorite bands? No. Anyway, so let's taste this again. I had Carl do it. This one is like the most obvious one about super tasters. I thought this might be fun experiment to do at our next tasting Thursday, August 22nd, 7th, with the winemakers. All seven Collab winemakers will be there, by the way, August 27th, starting at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. So what do you taste on that chips? Not
No,
much?
not much.
Oh, see, to me, that is like
A little bitter.
puke-inducing bitter.
Yeah, just like a stiny side
Yeah.
on the
And
side of
so
my mouth.
that's normal taster,
Uh-huh.
but I've tested Carl before, and he's not quite normal taster. He's between and he's called a recessive gene super taster. And then I'm what's called a dominant super taster. So I taste like so many things that other people don't taste, especially bitter, which is really interesting
It
with
is very
wine.
interesting.
I want to get into the research some more about what that tells you, what kind of varietals or what kind of things you might like or not like in wine. But it's genetic, and it's kind of cool that they've studied this stuff.
Absolutely.
And it makes sense that I'm a super taster because I've always been extremely picky around food. Uh, and that's why, because I taste things that other people don't even realize are there in terms of flavor. So interesting, hey?
Very, very interesting.
There you go. Well,
But before we go to the interview, I need you to taste that. This got just got gold at the Decanter World.
well, that's delicious.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is that?
That's 2023 Trail Estate Chardonnay.
Ooh,
Uh,
nice.
this
From
is
Prince Edward County
Prince Edward
in
County
Ontario.
wine, Prince Edward County Chardonnay. I have a dozen of Chardonnay on the other room ready to taste, all from Trail Estate, all the way back from 2014 and 2017 vintage. We're going to have a heck of a weekend tasting all of these wines because these guys are coming up in August. It's really, really cool what is in the box. But this I called Alex before he told me that it was gold at the decanter. I said, this wine is freaking off the chart. And I think that
It's really good.
Daryl's gonna like it's 23 vintage. I think we both have a real connection with the 23 vintage Chardonnay in Ontario. This one freaking deliver big time. It is so good. Hey?
I love it. I think it's
Mm,
awesome.
mm, mm, mm.
Very good. All right. So shall we jump into this interview? Let me get it all queued up,
$22 Sauvignon Blanc. Let's talk about it.
including tax. Holy smokes.
$26 Gamay. Let's talk about it.
Single vineyard.
Both
Love it.
single vineyard, both Niagara on the lake. And I'm kind of poking the bear a little bit on that interview, asking about the difference between Niagara on the lake and Niagara Escarpment.
Oh, it's a bit of a rivalry.
But why I'm asking that? Because they're managing vineyard everywhere, in Niagara,
That's true.
right?
That's true, right?
So it's not like I'm the bench, I'm better,
Right.
because they have
They have
vineyards.
vineyards everywhere. They can't badmouth the other
No,
side.
exactly right. So it's quite
Mhm.
interesting. That was quite interesting.
Yes. All right, here we go, guys.
Now, Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, a beautiful Wednesday here somewhere in Canada. We are in Summerland, BC, and it's scorching hot, 39 degrees here in the Okanagan. Jessica Oppenlander and Jesse and Ali. Hi, guys. Great to see you. Great to share the next 30 minutes or so. We never know. They can be 2.5 hours. We never know, but welcome. This is Liebling Wines here that we have, and it's the Collab month. An incredible group of passionate winemaker all together under Mark Pister, Jeff Muth, and you guys. So for the next couple of days, we're going to feature Sauvignon Blanc and Gamay. And I want to welcome you to the show for the second time, because you guys, we've had some Sauvignon Blanc conversation in the past. And welcome. How are you guys doing?
Good,
Good.
great. Thanks, Carl.
Yeah.
It's funny, you say it's 39 in the Okanagan, and it is 18 degrees here today in Niagara on the lake.
You know what? I can ship you a few dozen degrees just to balance it
Yes,
out,
please.
right?
A little bit.
You guys have been poured on pretty solid yesterday, I've heard.
Yeah, it's a big one, but it's kind of nice. It gives a little bit of time to catch up on other things.
Yes, no, definitely. How's the growing season? How's everything been for 2026 so far? Is it well balanced? You guys, is it more on the wet side? Is it more on the dry side? Keep us both. Okay, give us a. I know you don't make a vintage in July. It's nothing happened in June and July. It's all in the fall. But so far, how's everything going?
It's been an interesting season. I feel like we say that every year. It started off really, really wet, so we didn't really get to planting and replanting new vineyards till like June. Then it was like hot, and there were some sites that missed some of it rain. It's been weird, kind of like weather patterns and swells. So we actually had a few sites before our torrential downpour yesterday that were like, do we need to start irrigating? Which was like weird because we had to do quite a bit last year, and after such a wet spring. So we'll see. We've got everything's growing. It's like we had such a condensed growing season, I think, already. Like I was talking, it's probably 9 weeks now, but I feel like it was 9 weeks ago we had a frost. So everything's been super condensed, a lot to do. The rain was a little bit much, but it's better than not having it.
I guess so, because here it's been so dry. The clusters are so tiny. It's been one of the the driest season in record. We had no snow over the winter, and it's been dry. So we'll see what's happening. And fingers crossed, you guys have been more affected with wildfire than we've been so far. It is kind of messed up. Like everything is kind of backward.
A little bit, yeah. It was a weird couple of days of haze, but it kind of kept it a little bit cooler. It was a weird effect. We were supposed to have some really bad heat days, and I feel like it just like kept it at bay.
There you go. So guys, it's such a great pleasure to have you. And so we're going to talk about the family history, a little bit of the incredible journey of your dad, Matthias Oppenlander, how he came here a while back, and you guys have been that family collaboration, you having your own label, your brothers running the vineyard management. I'm dying to hear the full-on story from both of you, okay? Because, I mean, who's best than you guys to tell us the story? I know our people love that the family stories from how you got here all the way here and what you're doing now. I'll let you start, and I might stop you, cut you off at some point just to interject and bring more question, but I'll let you start with the background of your family in the Niagara region.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Carl. Yeah, we're super proud of like our dad and all that he's built here in the Niagara region. It was 1984 when he got offered a job to come to Canada and plant a small vineyard just in Queenston, kind of under the Brock Monument. And his plan, he was a young guy, he was only 22 at the time, and his plan was just to spend like 10 months in Canada and planting the vineyard, getting a bit of experience in Canada, and then going back home to Germany. And he actually met some other fellow German grape growers and folks that were involved in wineries. And he kind of really fell in love with the area and encouraged the Hubel family to keep on investing in the Niagara grape growing industry. So yeah, 1984, and then was the first vineyard of 40 acres. And then in 1988 and 89, they acquired another plot of land on line 3 and planted probably around, I think it was 100 acres at the time. Actually, the largest planting of Vitis vinifera at the time in North America. Don't fact check us. So yeah, very, very proud of everything that like he accomplished from now and then from then until now. And it just felt like a kind of, we all went our separate ways. Like we went to school, we all did our own thing. And then there's just something about the farm and that kind of attracted us all back home. We spent summers working on the vineyards, picked ice wine in winter, and we were all like, except our brother Aaron, but the rest of us were like, we're not going to do this. This is such hard work. This is brutal. We're going to go do something else. We're going to work in an office, a 9-to-5 job. Some of us did and was like, well, I kind of want to come back to the farm, Dad.
Yeah, and here you are, right now talking about wine and about the family history. That's funny how it works. I want to know though, that first vineyard in 84, who your dad was involved in planting, they said 40 acres, which varietals that was and where?
Chardonnay, Riesling. I know they did some Vidal, and then there was some other like Frontenac, but Bacco. I'm pretty sure we were complaining about Bacco the other, growing Bacco, not Bacco itself.
Villard grape variety. Does that something Villard?
I just know the Chardonnay.
But there was Chardonnay there.
Yeah, there still is. Yeah. They have an original Chardonnay and Riesling that were there, and Vidal and Frontenac's still there. We replanted the Cab Franc there. I don't know when they planted the Cab Franc, if Cab Franc was original, but there's Cab Franc that we've since replaced. But yeah, there's
and is that on the 4 Mile Creek?
What's the appellation?
No.
Is it St.
Niagara River? Would be considered the Niagara River?
Niagara River. Okay.
Yeah. So just like the Brock Monument. It's a nice little piece.
Huh. Awesome. Though that's interesting. I mean, I would be intrigued to know where that is the Chardonnay going into your wine, guys, or you're selling it to somewhere else, or
sending it to somewhere else. And I believe it was like 1991. Hillebrand at the time, Triesdal. Hillebrand acquired the Chardonnay grapes from that vineyard, and I believe in 1991 they won some kind of big award for that. And that
you found it in a book too,
yeah,
right?
I just recently read it in a book. So that would just really kind of encourage the Hubel family who was from Germany to be like, wow, like Canada, Ontario, Niagara is making some awesome wine.
That is so cool. Really, really cool. So, okay, in 1984, 89, a big planting. And for you guys, where did you go to school? Did you go to school for winemaking and viticulture? Are you a Brock? Are you a Niagara College? How's how that happened? As your brothers went to college? Tell us a little bit more about how everything came to happen the way it is now.
Yeah, so I first was just doing biological sciences. I always loved like plants. I loved the environment, but I loved like science, big science and math nerd. So I was just kind of going to school doing biology. And then my third year, I took a plant course, and I realized like plants are way cooler than like human biology. It's not as gross. It's a lot better. Kill a plant, not so bad. And so I always laugh at them. But and so I kind of like had a moment. I don't know, when you're 20 years old, being like, what am I going to do? And so I actually got a tour of Brock University from Debbie Ingalls, who is the director of Covey. And man, she opened my eyes, was showing me all the really cool things and the tech that's involved. And I mean, I always just looked at, which as like a daughter of a farmer, and you see how hard your dad works and like the long hours and everything that comes with it. At first, you're kind of just like, I don't know if that's for me. You know, I like science. I like being in the lab. So then I worked in Debbie's lab for a couple summers, and then I did my degree in enology and viticulture at Brock University. And while I was there, I kind of fell in love with field work. I got to do a lot of lab work and a bit of field work there. And I kind of just fell in love with the farm again.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
My background's a bit of both, Niagara and Brock, doing business admin and focusing on marketing, and then English and communications. And I was always kind of like the marketing person, doing hospitality, tourism, PR, and then kind of went into government relations. And then in 2023, joined the family farm.
That is fantastic. I mean, there's a few different branches to get product to market, right? You gotta have someone who grew the grapes, you gotta have someone who make the wine. But if no one can sell the darn freaking thing, you'll be stuck and you can't make it happen. So don't ever let people tell you that your job is not as important as the other two. Because we know how much work it is to get product to market.
She does so much. And like,
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And so that's amazing. And your brothers now are running the vineyard management farm, the aspect of the family business of.
We do that. That's actually our main job. We I would say 80% of our job is actually doing the family business, that side. So our brother Aaron, he's like the operational manager for the vineyard side, and so him and I work a lot with that together. And then our brother Danny handles all the shop and equipment. So he had experience. He actually worked at a different company, and they would do wood machine repairs. He learned a lot there, and then he also wanted to come back to the farm. So he had a lot of valuable things that he learned there. That he was able to bring back to the farm. And then our brother Aaron went to Niagara College and did their winemaking program there, and did a vintage, I believe it was in Jackson Triggs. He did a winemaking co-op at Jackson Triggs, and then came back to the farm because he's always really loved it. But he also is a volunteer firefighter, so he has some other passions he's really big on. But yeah, so between all of us, we're all in the big vineyard management side of the business, and then Allie and I also do the winery.
And how many acres that the vineyard management part?
Too many at this point. Way too many. Over 1,000 acres, which is we've got a really great team, a really awesome team of people that we got to keep busy all year round. It's a really seasonal work that we do. So I feel like the amount that we do allows us to keep people employed all year, because that's what people want. They don't really want to be laid off, which I completely understand.
Yes, you're totally right. And so on 1,000 acres, is it mostly Niagara on the Lake, or it's fairly even split from on the escarpment as well, or is mostly?
Mostly Niagara on the Lake. In the last 2 years, it's picked up on the bench side. We started doing a little bit of work there, and because we kind of were already there, it made sense to do a little bit more. And it's really nice. It's actually really cool learning to grow in two different, you wouldn't think they'd be so different, but they are different and similar. And yeah, it's cool. I think it's really cool to learn how to
Don't stop. That was my segue. That's exactly where I wanted to go with that, because I knew you guys were on the bench. What's the biggest difference? Because you guys have been so anchored on Niagara on the Lake. So you know Niagara on the Lake like your back pocket. Yeah. What is the biggest difference to jump onto the bench business?
The view.
Oh, so much better.
It's very flat. And then when we said the guys are up in the Beamsville bench, they just if it's the first time there, when they're up on the escarpment, they just stop and look, and they see down to down the rows of the vineyards, and then Lake Ontario, and then the Toronto skyline right there, and they're just wow, this is Toronto's in your backyard, or this is it's a very majestic view out in the Beamsville bench area.
I think on the vineyard side, I think it's just maybe preconceived notions of how to grow things out there. I think you learn a lot. I think the crop I think it can handle different things out there, almost to the point that the crop looks better on that side than it does on our side sometimes, but the weather is really different. I think everything needs some TLC. I think it's good. It's been cool to see the different weather patterns there. It's not so flat. You have a lot of different not terrace vineyards, but we've had to do that a little bit, but the working the vineyards a little bit different, but it still does it does great wine, great grapes.
What would you say which grape you would say drastically delivers better on one side of the other? Is there an answer to that? Pinot is the bench grape, and Cab Franc is and Niagara on the Lake grape, or is there something that you would say?
Yeah, I think it depends, because it also depends how close to the lake you are. I think the lake has a big effect. Pinots do fantastic. Pinots and Chardonnay do great on the bench, but they can also grow a lot of other things too. As you move like away from the escarpment, different hybrids do really well there. And then like 4 Mile Creek is flat and open, so there's a decent amount that you can do there. But I think Pinots and Chards are a really big one there. Riesling as well. Like Riesling does really good on the escarpment side. I think it's so site specific. So I think it's the same thing kind of like in Niagara on the Lake, right? Like you have stuff that's on the St. David's bench that does a little bit different than stuff that's on like Lakeshore.
Yeah, and to me, like I've been digging deeper. It's a couple of years now on Sauvignon Blanc, and I believe that Sauvignon Blanc and Niagara on the Lake has such a great result together. And there's Viognier more and more that I get Viognier. I taste Viognier from all over, and I mean, man, that the Niagara on the Lake Viognier is so freaking expressive. So there's a few things like that to me, but I'm far away, so I don't have my hands in the dirt every single day.
Pinot Noir, I think, is like the biggest one that really kind of jumps at me, that it does really well like on the lake side and then on the bench side as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is
right. So Sauvignon Blanc does really well. Cab Franc does well. I think they also taste so different. So it's hard to say that like one does better there, because I think it also depends like what your end goal is as well.
That was my next point. I think Cab Franc is just so drastically different on both sides. I mean, you got that more mineral, like a little bit more old world side with the bench, and you got to the especially the 4 Mile Creek, that bold and juicy and structure Cab Franc that you're like, oh my God, this is really Canada. Like this, that extraction of Cab Franc from Niagara on the Lake is just like completely different.
Yeah, so I think it just depends like on the end, but it's cool. It's a fun experience, and wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah,
that's it. Let's focus. Let's jump right into what you guys do, okay? Because this week we're gonna focus in the next couple of days Sauvignon Blanc Gamay 2024. But before we talk in specific about the two wines, how does the Liebling wine project got your head start? How do you meet with Mark Pister, jump in with Collab? Like, take us back on when you guys started your own label and how you jump in with the Collab project.
So, of course, like as grape growers, always been a passion project of our family to have like a small batch, our own wine label. At dinners, like we're always talking about, oh, it wouldn't be so cool if we were serving like wine from our vineyard. Oh, one day, we'll get to it one day. And then fast forward, Jess going to school at Brock.
Yeah, so Mark was actually one of my professors. So he taught a course there, and I was in school with Jeff. Jeff and I, he was in like the certificate program. I was doing the undergrad degree. And we got along right away because we're both just nerds and we love talking the nerdy things, but our brains kind of work similar. And so finally we actually were a group project like members, actually with Seth. I'm trying to remember what wine he works at, but he's in BC right now.
Seth?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he was at down in Lillooet at yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So Alex, the winemaker, just left. He went back to South Africa and he's taking over the whole the whole winery as a head winemaker now.
That's cool. It's always cool to like hear those things, and you're like, so we were a group. The three of us were a group. So that was like the final project. It was really like we were so pumped when we all got to work together. And so yes, that's kind of how Jeff and I got like close. And so when I finished school, we were done this, and I was working on the farm. We had talked about wanting to do our own label. It's just the winemaking side. We're like, hey, where do we make the wine? And like we're busy on the farm too, so it's like the time commitment because you want it to be successful. And then I got an invite to a Collab pop-up event. And I said to my dad, I'm like, we're going to this. Like, we need to check this out. If we're going to make wine with people, I love Mark's. Like, I've always loved Mark's wine. He made a Cab Franc at the Openlander Vineyard before, like, we were making it.
Yeah, I have a 2015. I have 20. Yeah, and I have like 4 different vintage from him, from Fogalar Openlander Vineyard.
He loved that. Like, always talked, like, we'd be in class and he'd make like jokes, like, if you can get me more of your dad's Cab Franc, Jess, or
you'll get
like,
an A.
Yeah. But yeah, so he would always kind of do those jokes. So then when I got invited to this like event, my dad and I went, we tried the wines, we were like super fanning there. And we said to Mark, like, we would love to talk to you before like vintage happens, because we can't like, we want to kind of start the project this year. So I had in my mind, okay, we're going to start this. We didn't have a name. Like, we had nothing. We just knew we wanted to make wine. So I'm like, I can at least help with the first part and like pick our favorite vineyards, like get the wine made, and then we'll talk to Allie and see if like she's also very pregnant with her daughter. And we're just like, at the end of the day, at least we'll drink it. Like if it doesn't end up turning into anything, we'll make wine that we like, so then we can, if we have a lot of it, we can drink it. And so we met with Mark and we sat down and we were going to do, I was like, let's do Cab Franc and Riesling. And my dad was like, I also really love Gamay and I also really love some Blanc. So I think we should do those ones too. And I was like, okay, Dad, you're the boss. Sounds good. Like, this is like, we're doing this kind of to pay homage to you. So that's what we did. So we picked our favorite vineyards from that vintage. And like what you're trying today, the Gamay Sauvignon Blanc. Gamay comes from our Creek Road vineyard, which is across the street from the Opalander vineyard. Sauvignon Blanc comes from their Andrews vineyard, which is just actually not too far from where we are right now, but a really good family friend. And then Opalander we always wanted to do. And then the Lingard vineyard, which is the St. David's Bench, was always beautiful for Riesling. Like you'd walk in that vineyard and like the Riesling was just like so good. Like it was always a beautiful place. And so we've taken care of these farms for so long and we're like, let's showcase them in like our mind frame. There's always that grape grower winemaker battle, which is funny because I see it with my brother now, and I want to do like little things in the vineyard or like annoying things that we want to pick, but we're like, let's do it like as a grape grower, how we want to showcase these wines, like as we've grown them, like he's grown the grapes for so long. Mm-hmm. And then
yeah, so they picked the grapes. They were in tanks and barrel with a Collab Wine and Beverage, and it was probably December, the end of November, December. I get a phone call from Jessica. It was 2 months postpartum, and Jess is like, so how's it going? How's the baby? Well, because you're not busy enough, we have a new, we have wine in tanks, and we need to come up with a name and a marketing plan and a business plan. And are you in? And I was like, what? We're finally doing it, right? We're finally doing it. And it was.
And when was that? It was 22?
22, yeah, 2022.
That was like a crazy winter. Like you can't choose. Like I have pictures of like baby Jenny and like us trying wine and like our mood boards of like everything. It was a fun winter.
Meeting with the designer, thinking of a name, and we had a long list of names, and Liebling was at the top, and we would go back and forth like, I'm not sure if people can pronounce it or if they'll understand what it means. And we knew that we wanted Liebling wines to really be like a celebration of everything that our father built here, our dad created, a celebration of family. We all work together. We're a very close-knit family. And Liebling means darling in German, and it was a term of endearment that our Oma called our dad. She had 9 children, and out of all 9 children, our dad was meine Liebling, her Liebling, her darling. It's also a big joke amongst his siblings. Mm-hmm. And our Oma was the one who really encouraged our dad to like stay in Canada, to like follow his dream and passion. So again, like we knew we wanted to like also celebrate our Oma.
Is it recording?
Yeah, so I think the whole thing was like what, 2022?
Yeah, 2022 was the first year and made all that wine and called it Bally.
Yeah, it was.
And Jess, so the baby was small, tiny.
Very little.
My baby. Yeah, I was. So she called me. It was probably end of November, beginning of December. I was 2 months postpartum. I get a call from Jess saying, "Hey, how are you? How's my baby niece?" It's like, "Oh, good. Yeah, blah blah. Just like in the thick of it." And she was like, "Well, you want another project because raising a baby is not hard enough."
That's nothing.
Jess is like, "So we have wine in barrels and tanks with the Collab Wine and Beverage crew, and we're going to need to think of a name and do a business plan and a marketing plan." And I was like, "Okay, wow, we're finally doing it. This dream that we've been talking about forever is finally becoming a reality." And so I remember we spent probably all of January, February, March, meeting, talking about it. We had a list of names, what did we want to call our wine brand, and Liebling was actually at the top of Jess's list, and we're going back and forth, and we're like, well, I'm not sure if people will be able to pronounce it, if they'll even really understand it. And we knew that the whole what we wanted Liebling wines to encompass was just the feeling of the family and the passion and the coming together and of creating something delicious and wonderful and fun. And so Liebling actually means darling in German, and it is a term of endearment that our Oma called our dad, and that was really like the joke amongst his siblings, because he had 8 other siblings, and he was our Oma called like Matthias mein Liebling, and so we're like, that's it. That's going to be the name. It's Liebling Wines is a celebration of everything our dad built and crafted here, and celebrating our Oma. Our Oma was the one who really encouraged him to stay in Canada and to follow his dream. And she would visit us often, and she was just so proud of everything our dad built. And she loved Niagara wine. She loved Niagara Riesling. So our Riesling, which we're not tasting here, is for our Oma.
That's awesome. So under Liebling, you guys have so Riesling, Cap Franc, Gamay, and Sauvignon Blanc, correct?
Yep.
And so now we have the 2024. We have Gamay and Sauvignon Blanc to offer our people this week. And let's talk about the 2024 vintage to start. Okay, so you guys started the first one. Your first vintage was 22. I've tasted the 23. I remember a year back. Now we're tasting 2024. Let's talk Sauvignon Blanc to start, okay? First and foremost, you can't miss. You know, there's some wine when you get your nose in the glass and you can't miss what it is. Doesn't matter if your first glass of wine ever, doesn't matter if you're a pro, doesn't matter where you are in your wine journey. This is Sauvignon Blanc to the T. This is so pure varietal. This is absolutely amazing. I love how authentic it is on the nose. Can you tell us what is the philosophy behind your Sauv Blanc?
Yeah, so that's kind of, you know, as a grape grower, we talk about wanting to make wine in different places, like from different vineyards. We'd always walk through the Sauvignon Blanc and be like, okay, right now it's ready. This is when we want to pick it. Like, this is like, there's just a specific taste that it has at a certain point just before harvest that, like, it doesn't always get picked, whether we like the winemaker's decision or the winery's like ability to take it in. Cause sometimes it can be pretty early. Like, and like, it's surprising sometimes when I message the Collab crew, I'm like, hey, we're thinking about picking Sauvignon Blanc soon. And they're great. They're always like up in it, like, okay, Jess, like, we're here. We know your vision, right? And actually talking about having babies 2024 in September, my son, my second born would have been two months old at that time. So I remember going there really early, strapping him in the car and getting ready for this. And it was 2024, that summer, we had a lot of rain, but we also had a lot of heat. So it was like an intense heat, a lot of rain. And so this was picked September 12th, super early in the morning. There's just that moment where all of a sudden Sauvignon Blanc like comes together. Where like maybe
boom, that's it now.
You're tasting it and you're like, this is getting picked in the morning. Like, we don't want to miss this moment where it tastes like this good. And in the previous year, in 2023, we ended up doing 2 picks from 2 different vineyards to try to kind of get what I was.
Vineyard, 2 blocks.
Yes, 2 blocks from the same vineyard. This vintage was just the 1 block because it was just ready. It was like perfection. Actually, all the Sauvignon Blanc was getting picked that day because it was ready to go.
The numbers spoke that morning. This is time now. I love it. And it's so authentic. In the winemaking facility, it's just crush and tank. There's no barrel. It's just purity, right?
To them so early in the morning. Like, we're picking out there at 5:30, like lights on that harvester. Like, we're picking, it's just because we want it. And especially because, so for that year, I remember it was so hot. Even like the mornings were really hot. So it was like, we were like, let's get out there as early as possible so these grapes don't warm up too much, so that like it can start, like it can be in fermentation. Everything's just cold. Like, we don't have to really try too hard to get this back down. So early in the morning, go straight to the winery. They do their thing. Everything is in stainless steel. And like, once it's done, it's just like, don't touch it. Don't open it up. Let it be. And then we'll bottle it. So that's the crew there does a really good job.
Wow. Amazing. So Andrew's Vineyard, that's where it is. It's 4 Mile Creek. I would like just to give us a snapshot of the 4 Mile Creek. We had that conversation offline at the beginning, you and me. I mean, to me, 4 Mile Creek, it's the Osoyoos. It's the South Okanagan of Niagara, right? Where you grow these big and bold grape varietal year in and year out. This is a hot spot. What makes the 4 Mile Creek special in terms of the sub-appellation?
Okay, so just think behind us. Behind us to our north is the Niagara Escarpment.
Yep.
In front of us to the south is Lake Ontario. And then right to the east, probably what?
It's pretty
5
close.
kilometers,
Yeah.
4 kilometers from our farm is the Niagara River. So you have like this nice like pocket. So you get the cool air from Lake Ontario. It travels over the flat land of the 4 Mile Creek. It hits the Niagara Escarpment and it comes back. So that's like in summer. And then in winter, when it gets really the deep cold, the heat from the lake kind of does the same effect. And the Niagara Escarpment just, it acts as a circulation. So that's really what makes this special, this area like special.
You can
and
grow
great
so much
for-
tender fruit because
Yeah.
of that, right?
Yeah.
It's like the convection oven. Right?
Yeah.
Here, circulate like this.
We still need wind machines. I don't know. Still need
Convection
wind
ovens have
machines in
fans,
winter.
right? There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's flat. Like it's flat here. It's open. It's sunny. Like they really get a lot of heat units here. We also have just like little different pockets of soils, which I think really help. At the Andrews Vineyard, there's actually a natural spring that actually runs underground from that vineyard. So that vineyard gets a lot. Yeah, it's beautiful, like
Yeah.
deep sand. And there's
Don't
a
really need to irrigate.
you still have to sometimes irrigate, but like you do have a lot of like natural water that comes there. So I feel like the plants are just like really, it's a beautiful spot for tender fruit. Like it's literally just, you can like throw something out this window and we're pretty close by to it. It's a beautiful property.
Oh, that's awesome. So what I have here, it is, I mean, that 24 is so pure and authentic. I love it. I give that 92 points, okay? And there's a few reasons for that. The finish, I like, well, let's start from the front end. Like, I mean, like, it's gooseberry, it's pink grapefruit, but there's a little bit of tropical fruit who layers in. The acidity is sky high from the beginning. The mid palate is so lifted. And I love that little tartness on the back end. Like you get to the back palate, it's like a little bit more of a citrus peel, a little tartness that clamp down at the very, very end. Oh, it is just so refreshing, but there's also, it's not a light wine. It's medium body. There's some substance in the mid palate. Wow, so well done. Give me a price point for that.
$22. Yeah, 22.
That's why, and I'll tell you why it's 92 points, because this, to me, that's a half a point right there. That value proposition at $22 is absolutely off the chart. Absolutely off the chart. I love what you guys do in the sense that you keep the wine affordable and it gets wine lover super excited. So what I just described, am I completely out in the right field, or is this
You're
exactly
right.
what you guys
You're
what you
right.
guys were trying to accomplish?
Of like the honeydew melon off of our Sauv Blanc as well. It's and it constantly evolves and changes in the glass, and then if you have it on in your wine cellar for a couple of months.
We're acid lovers though.
Yeah.
Like both are like we kind it was weird. Like as we continued making more vintages since 22, and we know what like our like little we call them our Lieblings. They're our Liebling,
Our fans,
We know what they like, and so kind of when we're making the next wine, we're deciding what we want to do. And honestly, we just keep we try to like really focus on that vintage, what that vintage is giving us, which is why I think that Sauv Blanc has a little bit more fullness to it too, because it was a hot year. But we also just love things super acidic. So that's kind of what we try. We tried to also make it something that we really like and wanted to showcase. So that acid being nice and high was our love. We love acid.
12.5% alcohol. I mean, like I mentioned, I think it's well balanced across the board. It's not heavy. It's dancing. There's energy. Wow, beautiful. $22. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You're joking. It's just really, really freaking good. Wow.
Enjoy
We
it.
wanted people to enjoy it, and like growing up, like I don't know if this is all across Europe, but I remember like in Germany, they would enjoy wine in just like a water glass. Like it was not like fancy stemware. They were mixing their red wine with the like soda water, making a Spergli. Probably pronouncing that incorrectly. So like our philosophy to wine is it just should be consumed and enjoyed as it is. And we like, the price point, the taste,
Fun and approachable, so that people like could try good varietal Niagara wine at an approachable price.
and not be intimidated by it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tasted like with Jeff is making from the used vineyard some amazing Sauvignon Blanc. there's a difference there because like Jeff will use barrel, and this is pure authentic Niagara style. I refuse to use New Zealand style. I refuse to do that. This is Niagara style, but stainless steel, really crunchy, and super energetic Sauvignon Blanc. Thank you. This is fantastic. I love that. Let's move on to the Gamay because before. I'm stuck on Sauvignon Blanc. It's also Mira's favorite grape varietal.
Oh,
She
yeah?
love
With our
the
dad.
Sauv Blanc. So she's downstairs right now. I'm gonna run down after that for a glass, pour her a glass, and we're gonna have the seals of Mira approval.
Here's Mira. Yes.
I know, and you definitely get mine at 92 points. What do you think of the rise of Sauvignon Blanc from Niagara? I mean, more and more every vintage I see more on the market. I remember 3 years ago, you guys were just starting. I did a Sauvignon Blanc report. I had a hard time to get more than 10 or 12 Sauv Blanc from Ontario. Now, if I do the same, I'll probably get 25 to 30. I mean, everyone is jumping on the bandwagon, I believe.
Yeah,
I think it
trends.
also does well here. Like, I think one thing that as we're, vineyards are aging, we're taking things out, we're planting new things, or even people are maybe focusing on their portfolio. Like, we can grow it really well here. It can survive. It can be a little sometimes cold sensitive, but it can survive most of our winters and it can crop good. Like, I think it's a really good variety as a grape grower to grow. And then the rise in white wine. I think white wine, we see that trend here. White wine, the rise in white wine is going up as well. So I think it's a good wine that does well here. So might as well show it.
And on the marketing side, I have to say, because we have 15,000 members across our membership, when we talk Sauvignon Blanc, we got people intrigued about it. I think I've seen people asking for more, talking more about Sauvignon Blanc. So I can definitely see like that increase of interest with that grape. Are you guys seeing the same thing on the marketing standpoint?
We see on like when we're planting new vineyards, wineries are requesting us to plant it. So that's it. It's big. It's definitely on there.
That's it. Awesome. Also, Gamay.
Yeah.
Gamay went from kind of almost a bad rep 10, 15 years ago. And especially here in BC, I mean, you guys in Ontario have made great Gamays for a long time. Thomas Batchelder really helped to map single vineyard Gamay. I mean, now we're on the 2024 vintage here. It's from the Creek Road Vineyard. Tell us a little bit more about the philosophy behind your Gamay. How do you approach it?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. So Creek Road. So that's just right across the street from our like our home farm, the Open Lander Vineyard. And it's like, it's almost, I think it's 30 years old now, the vineyard itself. And I think it's, there you go. So 30 years old this year. And the vineyard has really come into itself. The Gamay has always gone to like Peller or Malabar. Malabar actually loves that spot for their Gamay. And it's just like, it holds Gamay beautifully. I'll give credit to like my dad and Aaron. They really, like as a grape grower, have really focused on like how to get that Gamay in balance, because it's a type of fruit that like the vine is constantly going to throw fruit at you. Like even right now, we were like walking through one of our Gamay blocks, and you just see how like it's like blossoming at the top again. Like it's like you're getting, it just constantly is throwing fruit at you. So you really have to balance that vine for it to really use some quality fruit. And sometimes it's tricky as a grape grower to cut down, like to cut off and to like shoot thin and do all that stuff. But you also have to really know your vineyard. So I would give that credit to like Aaron and our dad for really getting that vineyard into a good balance. I gotta
get geeky about grape growing in here, because Richard De Silva, a good friend of mine here, is an amazing grower here on the in BC. I always say, Carl, some people will use as a marketing shit that he calls it. Oh, we don't do more than 2 ton an acre. And he's like, stop listening to that bullshit. It's all about balance. What does the vineyard gives you in specific vintage? When you know your vineyard, depending on which grape varietal, how many ton an acre this vineyard's going to give you. Should I keep listening to Richard about that, or you guys have a template, or how's that work?
I feel like I'm so young into this, so I probably could learn something, and like I'll learn so much as this keeps going. But that's kind of what I've really started to learn. And I think our dad's philosophy has told us, like, if you make the plant healthy, you make it happy, it's going to give you what it can give you. And when you were talking about like going from Niagara Lake to the bench side, you know, preconceived notions that they can only do maybe a certain amount of tonnage there. Honestly, you just have to give the plant some tender love, and it will give you what it wants to give you. Because we've pulled some like pretty decent crops, and the fruit and the wine quality is absolutely beautiful. So I think it really just depends on the vineyard, and yeah, it speaks to that gamay itself. Like there's a certain amount that farm can like hold, and it really does well with. We have different like trellising systems. There's a whole bunch of stuff just like in there, which I think it makes it like really beautiful. With Liebling, which has been really fun because we do sell a lot of gamay and we grow a lot of it. We've done some like experimenting. We call it our 2 like Liebling rows. And so we've done some experimenting there when we go in early. We do different things as a grape grower. And I actually think it's been really cool to do these things and then make our wine, because talking to like the wineries that we sell our grapes to, we can say, hey, actually, we've tried this out with Liebling. This is kind of what we've accomplished. So if this is something you want on your winemaking side, like we know how to do that as a grape grower. We also know what the cost is to us. So if you want this is kind of like, this is the extra that we as a grape grower kind of need to be able to do that. So it's really cool. Gamay is a beautiful grape, and I think it's so expressive. It does so well in Niagara. If you like we say, if that vine's in balance, that vine's happy, it's going to last, it's going to produce a good crop for you. So
that 24 has a huge burst of spice on the back end. Whoa, it lingers, and there's that like white pepper and almost like cinnamon and cardamom. And do you use, which kind of barrel program do you use? Are you all neutral? Do you use a little bit of second fill? What is the winemaking approach there?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of second fills and then neutral barrels.
Yeah, because I definitely don't see any new oak in there, but like there's that toastiness a little bit that I feel on the back end with the spice really pops up, and it
barrels go really nicely with how we kind of want to showcase gamay. I didn't want it to be too heavy with the oak, and it's only on there for 9 months. So I think the pre-filled really like gives that nice profile for it, and then the rest to be neutral, just to kind of see what they're doing.
And potpourri, violet, that's that floral notes. Do you guys try to just let the vineyard speak, or do you have an approach that you would like to be a little bit more old world? Because I get a balance between fruitiness and between perfume and a little bit of earthiness as well. So there's a little bit of both world, not clashing, but melting between. Yeah, so that's a little bit what I get here.
On the vintage, I think it depends on the vintage, because that fruit was real ripe. Like I remember in 24, because of all that heat, you had a lot of rain, and then you had all that heat. That fruit was very ripe. So we were kind of just trying to balance that out to really just more showcase the vintage and showcase gamay. I don't think we were trying to really be anybody or do a style. We were more just trying to showcase that fruit. Keep it. We do like our gamay not on like the heavier side. Like we knew we didn't want a lot of oak influence. We just wanted a little bit. That's probably more of the direction for that.
Yeah, and I would say it's 39 degrees right now. We've been out for 45 minutes, so I want to put that back into my wine fridge maybe for half an hour, just to give it a little bit more crunchiness right now.
Yeah, it's perfect chilled in summer on a hot summer day. Yeah, chilled.
I think so. Also super versatile with charcuterie or like whatever. Like this can go with a lot of stuff. Anything on barbecue as well, right?
Yep. Or even just on its own. It's a beautiful gamay. Really proud of what Jess and Jeff created.
Price point?
26.
Yeah, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Wow, I love that. You know, that's the part, right? Okay, so we're at 91 points here, okay? That's I settled 92 for the Sauvignon Blanc, 91 for the Gamay. For versatility, price point, I love that the acid, even with the ripe fruit delivery, the acid's still right there up on the mid palate as well. And the highlight of that wine for me, guys, it's the finish. I really, really love how the spice lingers for a really good amount of time on the finish. So I love that. You guys nailed it. It's awesome.
Great to hear, because finish for me is always something that like I really try to, when we're tasting and trying to like get ready for bottling and stuff, that's always so important to me. Like as much as like I love the nose and the mouth and everything that's on there, I was like, the finish. If it doesn't end right, I feel like that's your last memory of that wine. Like you want to make sure that like the finish is key.
And you know what? There's a few parameter for me. And if the wine has pretty much everything but cut short at the end, I just can't go more than 90 points. That to me, I just stop there. It's missing a critical part of my brain keep thinking about it, right? Price point, I often completely disconnect when the price point doesn't match what I taste. That's one of my biggest turn off. Like, I tasted a good wine, but I get like something like it's almost double the price than what I taste. It turns me off right there. At the opposite though, especially like this, I mean, when I taste something freaking awesome and like you give me $22, I'm like, are you kidding me? And same here at 26. I think, guys, you're not only bang on the price point, but you're so appealing on that price bracket. Wow.
Thank
Oh,
Fist
Yes.
bump.
Fist
Fist,
bump.
fist bump. You guys crushed it. Such an amazing time. You've been so generous of your passion and the family history and all that. You guys also do Cab Franc and Riesling. And next time, because I'm gonna be in your area in September,
Oh,
I'm
let us
gonna be. I'm
Come
gonna
back,
spend a
harvest.
lot of time between Montreal, Quebec City to do some private event, and I have a few in Toronto, so I'm gonna spend some time in Niagara. I want to taste, and I heard through the grapevines, the grapevines, you get it? I heard that you guys are working on the reserve Cap Franc. Is it true?
We have one.
Yes, we do have
yeah,
one.
we'll
Yeah,
open. We'll
yes, we'll
gladly
open
open
that
that
for
for
you,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, I would. Darn it, yes.
You see all our
Uh,
beautiful vineyards and the sites that we get all these from. Ride a harvester if you're feeling it.
Oh, that would be awesome. So I would like to swing by, guys, and visit you so we can spend time together. And maybe at that point, the Sauv Blanc 2026 will be harvested, so I can get my nose. I can get my nose in the tank. I love Sauvignon Blanc fermenting.
Fermenting smells so good. It's like if you could capture wine at that point. Oh,
I know, right? And maybe we can do a live show right there from the tank room or something cool like that. Ali, Jess, thank you very much. This is the Liebling wines. We have Gamay 24, Sauvignon Blanc 24. This is the Collab a month here at Carl's Wine Club. You can mix and match, pick your own wine among 7 different winemakers, and we're gonna ship everything at the end of the month. We've never done that before. It's really cool. And thank you very much. I will let you go on your day. Air, I'm gonna get back in the shower. I don't know. It's freaking crazy hot. But I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Carl. Cheers.
Woo!
Oh,
Ah!
oh, that was
There we
fun.
go.
That was fun. The girls
They're
are
so
awesome.
nice people.
I know,
Oh my
eh?
God.
I know. The girls were awesome. I liked
Really
that
nice.
the dual work between the bench and Niagara on the lake, and also how close they are, like they are as a family, and the homage of the grandma and their dad and the brothers, and like I mean, like this is really cool. Really, really, really cool.
Very cool. Liebling, I'm familiar with the name because, as they said, it means like darling, my sweet one.
Yeah.
And I think my mom and her brother were called Liebling by their grandparents. So I've heard
That's
that.
cool.
I've heard that word. My or at their parents as well. So just growing up, I'd hear people call my parents Liebling. So very nice. That is exciting. Yeah, we had a little bit of a Canadian wine hater stop by earlier, saying Canada can't make good wine. There's no gems out of Canada. Clearly, someone who has not tasted the wines we're talking about tonight. And this is why what we do with Carl's Wine Club is important, because it's true for any country. Any
Yep.
country, even Bordeaux, even France. I mean, even because he was like, "Oh, who's calling Bordeaux a country?" But even the iconic regions of the world. I mean, we just went with members to Burgundy and tasted Canadian wine side by side there. Even those regions will have duds. Not that many in Burgundy. They
Still a few.
they
Still a few.
export their duds.
Yeah.
That's the key. And I
Yeah.
think in Canada we do the same. If you find Canadian wines on the shelf in the UK, it's very likely that they are not truly Canadian wines. They are not small batch producers, unless it's like a real specialty store, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's wines like this. I mean, $22 including
Oh,
tax.
the price point absolutely floors me. Like
Fantastic price point.
$22 for that price point. Are you
92
kidding
point
me?
wine. I mean,
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
And
And purely Sauvignon Blanc. Absolutely purely. The
very
Gamay
love it.
absolutely delivers for $26, including tax. Including tax. I mean, wow.
Very, very nice.
So yeah. It's um, it's so cool that collab month because like yeah, you can just like build your own case and you have small producers across the boards from like the Horseshoe Cellar Riesling, a little bit bigger, like the instructor Mark Pfister with his Fogler brand, but like the single vineyard pinpoint wine. And I mean, what we did a couple of days ago, the interview with Julie at her own brand Battersea, and like just tasting that Marsanne, 100% Marsanne that I have still in my glass here.
Still go
Oh,
ahead.
I have to tell you, last night when I came back from the last trip of the move, I came back home and I sat on the couch that I just put on the side. Anyway, I had a glass of Marsanne. I sure did. I was right there. I geeked out on the Marsanne for half an hour before I caught it a day at 1 a.m. These wines are so good. These wines are so intriguing, interesting, and made with passion. So you build your own case with Collab, all of these small passionate producer, including the Liebling wines with the Openlander sisters and Jesse and Jeff and Ali with a $22 Sauvignon Blanc and $26 Gamay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, hey, Canadian wine lovers, we are gonna log out for the night, but I want to say two very quick things, which is one is if you're planning some wine travel, stay in touch because we've got 3 dates coming up still. Well, 4 for BC. The next one, August 1st, we still have 2 spots.
2 spots for August 1st.
So if you were thinking of coming out to BC, August 1st is a good one. Another great one that we have
Well, wait a minute.
8 spots left for is September 19th, where we're going to
Yes.
go to OK Falls. So this is the BC events. What were you going to say?
Because a little bit of the lineup for August 1st weekend.
Mhm.
Do you want to spill the beans a bit, or should we
Yes,
go back
yes.
on it?
So just real quick, what will happen
A
August
Friday
1st?
night preview on the
Yes.
bench with a veteran winemaker who knows the bench and like this.
Inside out at a
Inside out.
winery where they have the earliest vines, not just for the Naramata bench, but some of the earliest
But the
vintage
earliest Gamay
in
vines in Canada. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like
So
from
this is-
1983 vines.
This is Hillside Winery.
Hillside
And
Winery
they
on
have a great
Friday night.
restaurant on site. So they're going to do a vineyard tour for us, a winery tour for us with the winemaker, and then we'll get a few appies and you guys can either stay at the restaurant for dinner, or some of the members are going to De Silva for dinner that night. Then on Saturday, we pick you guys up. We've got a couple SUVs and drivers set up, and we pick you up from your accommodations. And we go to 3 wineries. We have lunch at a winery, and then we go and we have a paired dinner that is going to be spectacular with amazing food.
Yeah.
And then we drop you off. So it's like a full day
Tightrope,
thing.
where we're gonna taste Barbera and bunch of really cool stuff, blends and Syrahs and Merlot. To start with Vineyard Walk with one of the most accomplished vineyard viticulturists in BC. In BC, Graham O'Rourke is
Yeah.
one of the very top. So we're gonna have Vineyard Walk with Graham. Also, we're gonna be at D'Angelo Estate Winery with our friend Sal. Yeah, so Tempranillos and Montepulciano. So that's going to be a heck of a tour at with Sal, and also obviously, I mean, a bench experience without Richard De Silva will not ever be the same. So yeah, De Silva Vineyard and Winery. Before we head down back to the Cars Wine Club headquarters.
Yeah, the clubhouse.
The clubhouse for
So
dinner.
that's in Canada. We will announce more to Prince Edward County and Niagara at some point. This guy is going to be with private members tastings happening all of September in Ontario
Yeah,
and
in
Quebec
Quebec.
for our Grand Cru members. And we are going back to Burgundy next June.
Yes,
We are going to Spain.
Yes,
We are
we are.
going to Hungary and Romania. We are going to
To
Tuscany, you
Tuscany.
guys, because just like this guy was saying, there's no great Canadian wine gems. There sure are, and we are bringing them with us to the most iconic wine regions in the world. Tokai for sweet wine. We're bringing our ice wine, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh my
You
God.
guys-
Sauvignon. Ah, I forgot.
What?
I put the Hungarian Sauvignon Blanc in the
freezer?
fridge.
Not the freezer.
No. I don't do that anymore. We did it in Hungary, remember? But yeah,
We made our wine
I
slushy.
wanted to crack the Sauv Blanc with the Liebling Sauv Blanc.
That would have been cool. We'll have to go live again tomorrow and do that. Just briefly, at some spontaneous moment,
Deal?
because we got some great Sauv Blanc from Hungary that we tasted with the winemaker and
Joseph Santeschi.
managed to bring it back. So some of the wines exploded on the way, but this one made it. Hopefully it's not matterized, but we'll see. So that is international wine trips. So get in touch if you're curious about that. We still have spots for all of them, but Romania and Hungary is selling out first. It's kind of funny.
That's really funny.
And then my last thing I wanted to say is August 5th, if you happen to be near Osoyoos, BC, we're going to be doing Wine Wednesday live with the winemaker, Gina Hernandez, at Nostalgia.
Gotcha. So we're gonna taste Malbecs, Petit Verdot, Cab Sauv. They have a fun lineup down there. So
And you
yeah.
guys, they have a live music for after and food. So it's going to be a heck of a night. It's only $20
Yeah.
for all of that. And you get to watch Wine Wednesday live. And it's going to be great. So if you're around Osoyoos, BC, August 5th for Wine Wednesday, you should definitely stop by for that. Carl
Mira Boucher.
Thank you guys. Cheers. Happy Wine Wednesday. Check out the Collab wines. You can build a case from
$22. $22.
7 different winemakers and producers and have them all shipped in one box because they all ship from the same place. So cheers. Great to see y'all. Bye bye.
Yeah.